Well, howdy, 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 hi there, everybody. Here is the next ship in the Soviet battleship line, the Gangut, Tier 4. And there has been a lot of hype about this ship. A lot of people are pretty excited about the Soviet battleships, and for good reason. They're very well armored, and they're very good brawlers at mid-range. This ship is not quite the performer that you might expect her to be. When you get into the numbers, she's actually pretty middle of the road in most areas. She is a good looking ship, even in New York Harbor. So looking at her hull, you can see that her A hull is 37,600 and the B brings her up to around 4,800. I'm sorry, 40,500, which puts her squarely in the middle of the pack. I decide not to go with the long-range modifier for gunfire because this is really better suited with this dispersion for middle-range gunfighting. For the upgrade in the rightmost slot, obviously damage control system mod 1, because this is a battleship. It's the best choice for most players, without a doubt. The best choice. This one I kind of hemmed and hawed about. Main armaments mod 1 or auxiliary mod 1. Didn't have to worry much about the magazine. Now this is something you want to pay attention to. The repair consumable. This is the only ship I've ever seen that has a limited number of them. All other ships are unlimited, as far as I know. All other ships are unlimited. So you got to be real careful how you use the repair consumable. But you can see that it lasts 10 seconds and it reloads in only 60, which is pretty good. The number of consumables is 3, but that's because I have an upgrade on this ship I'm going to show you here in a few minutes. The captain is not the captain that came with the ship. I had a 10-point captain in reserve, so I went ahead and bought the ship without that captain. And I went with endurance, of course. That's just one I always use. The turret rotation is actually pretty important, because the turret rotation on this ship is, with an upgrade, it's about 50.7 seconds. Otherwise, it's about a minute. And with this upgrade, she's middle of the pack. The Myogi has her beat. The Wyoming has her beat. And a few others are worse. I also went with this consumable, which ups the number of repair consumables and heals that I get. That's pretty important. This is a big, ugly behemoth of a battleship. It's going to get shot. And of course, I went with this one to reduce the number of fires that could be set on my deck. Anything to reduce damage and increase endurance. Simply put, this ship is a lot like the Imperial Nikolai, except this is not a premium. Yeah, Superintendent, that's what it's called. And fire prevention. I'm glad I went with a 10-point on this. Yeah, basic firing training skills and advanced firing training skills are ones that probably you want to go with once you get past 10 points. Oops. What was I thinking? Much better. A minute for the fun. Yeah, high alert's not bad. And of course, survivability definitely helps you, even at tier 4. Alright, let's get back here. Port. We're going to go ahead and take a look at her armor layout. looking at her citadel, it's not that impressive. I mean, it's kind of scary. I mean, the darn thing is huge, and it runs the whole length of the ship, and there's just not much armor. But that's just her citadel. When you start adding on these extra layers here, all of a sudden she's pretty darn heavily armored. She's not as heavily armored as other ships like the Miyogi and the Kaiser and the Orion. But all in all, not bad, not bad. A little bit of a weak spot on back. This is weird. Look at her guns. Notice anything weird about them? There's more armor on the back side than there is on the front. How weird is that? That is real weird. Well, can't fix it. Gotta roll with it. Her artillery isn't all that bad. She's middle of the road. With the 68, she's got a total of 12 guns, 305 millimeter. Her damage is not bad. It is middle of the road. Her HE does 4,500. Her AP does 8,600. She's got a 33% chance of starting fires. Actually, that's not too bad. Her 180-degree turret rotation speed puts her squarely in the middle of the pack. There are ships that do a lot better, and there are ships that do a hell of a lot worse. She does have low velocity main gunfire. So you're going to be able to do some longer range, high altitude than plunging fire, which is nice. That's going to help you a lot. Her secondaries are not that good, so don't expect much out of them. I think you only get 3.5 kilometers out of it. Her AA sucks. Yeah, she only scores on 11, and every other ship except for the Corbeil is better than her. Well, the Miyogi, to be fair, has no AA. But is it really, fair to include when it has no AA? Yeah, whatever. The speed is good at 23 knots. She puts her squarely in the middle of the pack. There are a few ships at Tier 4 battleships that do better, and a few that do worse. Her rudder shift is 10.2, which actually is quite good. I don't think anybody can beat that. Nope, nobody can beat that. At least not stock. And her turning radius is also in the middle of the pack. Her concealment is good. There are some that are better, there are some that are worse. There's really nothing in her statistics that makes her stand out in a crowd, except for the fact that she's got pretty darn good armor. There are a few that have more. I think the Miyogi, yeah. Miyogi's got more. I think the Miyogi's got more. 305, 305. No, it's the Kaiser. The Kaiser's got 355 armor. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ship outfitted, oh boy, outfitted, and take her out and show you what she can do on the battlefield. She's only Tier 4. So we really can't expect too much out of her. One last check of the battery stats. Alright, let's hit it. Much better. Just went to go see the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie in the theater. Haven't been to a Godzilla movie in the big screen ever before. That was so cool. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Yeah, up here on top of the screen, you click on tips. Man, those are basic tips. I really would like to see some better tips up there. So we're pretty much looking like we're top tier. There's a lot of tier 3 cruisers and a lot of tier 3 destroyers. So we're going to have a pretty good time. So looking at the map, I'm going to push straight in northeast to the enemy. I'm really debating on where I'm going to point my guns, on starboard side or port side. I think I changed my mind halfway through the lead in here. This is a recording of my very first battle. Let me zip ahead a bit in the video. Battleship replays are always slow. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Whoops. Okay. So right about now I figured out I better get my guns turned around to the other side, because I'm going to have to turn to starboard. Let's see what we can do. I don't know how these guns shoot. Now they are slow. Look at that high arc. And they were behind him. Alright, so take in my aim. Notice that the guns do not keep up when I get on that rudder. Okay, those are a little bit behind. And widespread. Now that's at 7.4, 7.3 kilometers. So you're gonna have to get closer if you want to get rid of that terrible dispersion from these guns. Alright, I gotta start hitting something. Alright, my other guns have come around. Finally! 1400, huh? 3100, that's better. Wow, the guns cannot keep up with the rudder shift on this ship. I'm not gonna waste... Well, maybe I will. Yeah. That was a kill steal, I'm sorry. It really was. And I feel pretty bad about it. No, I don't. Alright, there's a good salvo. Let's see what that does. There we go. 3,600. And he's not even broadside. Let me pause this for a minute. That was good, 5,600. You see this guy over here on the minimap? There's nobody else really for him to shoot at. I'm his best target, so I'm keeping my nose pointed at him, because that's a really good way for my armor to bounce his shells. This is the guy I gotta worry about. If he decides to focus on me, I'm in trouble. $5,000 on one shell. Oh, he missed. Ha! Wow, I expected more from that. Come on, guns, catch up. God, I should be doing a lot better on my damage. God, these tier 4 ships, they just don't have a lot of get up and go. They're fun. There we go, 12,000. That's what we want. But, oh God, I have got to worry about this guy. I have got to worry about this guy. I'm going to go ahead and turn my attention. My team is going to get rid of that last battleship anyway, either way. I want to send a salvo at this guy, but my guns just aren't fast enough. At this range, they're plenty accurate. How the heck did he miss? That battleship I was dealing with earlier, it's gone. I'm going to try to get another shot off at this guy, but look at my guns. They cannot keep up. They can't do it. Son of a gun. Well, this is a lot closer than you really want to be. But given given that it's a tier 4, what do you expect? Good shot. Yeah, 3,600. 23. My secondaries are shooting toward me. Oh, this is the last guy. 23, it looked like. He is slowly getting whittled down. Finally, my seconds kick in. And look at how close I am. I'm like 3.3, which is just scary close range. That's... that was a good salvo. There's another good salvo. He's hurting now. But you really don't want to rely on your secondaries for anything. They're just going to be so damn close. Do I really want to fire here? I'll aim up. Maybe take out a gun. Yeah, I know I'm detected. Yeah, 1,400. Those just bounced. That's some good hits. Your secondaries, they add up. Now what I'm doing is I'm turning the turrets ahead of the target. Thank you. I'm turning the turrets ahead of the target so that I can get a shot off at that range. That is what's known as really slow turret rotation. Hey, we took number 1. Anyway, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over these numbers. You can always pause the video and go over it yourself and figure out what kind of ammo did right and where it did right. Did make a little money for me. Anyway, that is the Gangut. It is it is a little bit overhyped, given the numbers on the ship. People seem to love it because it is very heavily armored. You saw how much damage I took. Not much. Anyway, that is it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have fun.